Revelation 1856. From the 21st of March 1941. Spiritual realm. Shapes of the images of maturity corresponding to. A person can only be allowed to enter the spiritual realm when his faith is so strong that he no longer has any doubts about the soul's survival. This belief in the continuation of life after death also presupposes a kingdom that exists outside of the earthly. And only now does the desire awaken in the human being to know about this kingdom, to be informed about the whereabouts of these souls, both perfect and imperfect souls. If such a desire is awakened in the human being, then the following questions and reflections are the occasion for instructions in that field. For no question that the human being asks spiritually remains unanswered by the knowing powers. Only the human being needs to expect the answer and pay attention to the voice within himself. The human being, who often withdraws into his innermost being, is surrounded by beings from the beyond, all of which want to make themselves known to him and likewise can only be heard when the human being acknowledges the presence and work of these beings. But no being can express itself without God's will, and it again depends on the human being's degree of maturity, which forces now make use of his will, and knowledge is now also imparted to him accordingly. Insofar as pure curiosity prompts the human being to contact otherworldly forces, the spiritual results will hardly fully satisfy the human being, thus he will soon abandon his endeavor and turn to the earthly world again. If, however, the human being's desire for truth is predominant, the knowing forces surrounding him will be willing to answer every question and provide him with information about everything that exists outside of Earth. And the explanations will reach him in such a way that they are understandable to him and a picture arises in his mind's eye according to the instructions. These explanations can only be given pictorially, for the human being is incapable of imagining the spiritual kingdom as it actually is. However, he will form the images himself according to his maturity of soul. The strength of faith brings these images ever closer to the truth, that is, the deeply believing person will mentally imagine something which is very close to the truth. The devout person will also look for the deceased close to him in this kingdom, and if one or the other expresses himself he will only ever bring to people's attention what is permitted by God. And thus even those announcements can be given fullest faith, even if they do not describe the life in the beyond in detail or in depth. Only the human being has to desire the pure truth, and he has to desire it for the sake of the pure truth, then everything will be imparted to him which appears worth knowing. Amen.